I'm about to save you months of change management frustration in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Bungay-Stanier, and I've got a fast way to figure out why your transformation projects are going stale and stalling. I've created a dead simple matrix that reveals your blind spots and helps you figure out the breakthrough tools that you already have. My bet? Well, I think you're overusing some comfortable tools you've got too familiar with, and you're avoiding some approaches that might drive real change. Provocative? Of course it is. But to test it out, you're going to need 5 minutes and a 2x2 matrix just like this. Let's go. I'm Michael Bungay-Stanier. This is Change Signal. Cut through the blather, the BS, and the noise to find the good stuff that works. I've just dropped a bonus episode with Carolyn Webb, and here's a bonus on top of the bonus. This will be a short one, but I'm feeling a little bit like the ShamWow guy. I'm not sure if he was in the US or the UK, but he was well renowned for saying, but wait, there's more. I've got more to say about this. If you listen to my conversation with Carolyn, you'll probably remember that she suggested you audit all the change programs that are going on at the moment. It's so easy to forget that there are lots of other initiatives happening. And when we miss that context or we're just blind to it, willfully blind sometimes, we lessen the chance significantly of our own transformational efforts succeeding. But what if you took Carolyn's advice and did an audit, but about your own approach to change? Here's how I might do it. So first of all, create the classic consultant's 2x2 box, a square with a cross in the middle. So now we've got a vertical axis and a horizontal axis. For the horizontal axis, plus and minus, we're going to say that's about amount of use. So high use, low use. And then for the vertical axis, we're going to call that about impact. So high impact and low impact. And now the work is to map out the tools and the frameworks and the approaches you've got and to put them into their place on that matrix you've created for yourself. Now, undoubtedly, you're going to have some in that plus box, and that's great. That means high use and high impact. So these, quite rightly, are your go-tos. You love them, you use them, and you can see that they're working. So fantastic. Helpful, though, just to recognize what your default go-tos are and why. Now, with any luck, you'll have very little, ideally nothing, in the minus box, kind of bottom left-hand corner as I think of it. That means low use and low impact. So you've basically abandoned these approaches. And that's good to know as well. Like, they used to work, they don't work anymore. I've stopped using them. I always think the plus-minus combos are the interesting places to look. In one of those plus-minus combos, you're going to see the tools that get a lot of use, but actually have little impact, or at least less impact than they once might have had. Now, the question is, why are you still using these? It might be habit, it might be momentum, it might be you just haven't figured out any alternatives yet, but it's worth poking at that, going, why are these still getting a lot of use? In the other plus-minus box, you have the frameworks that have high impact, but are underused. So why are you underusing them? I mean, who knows? You don't quite understand them yet. You haven't got to grips with them. They scare you a bit. Maybe they ask a bit too much of you. They're too challenging. But these might be worth taking a good look at, because it's in that box you might find a breakthrough approach that can really boost the success of the transformation that you're leading right now. And of course, that's what Change Signal is all about. We are here to cut through the blather and the BS and the noise to find the good stuff that works. Good stuff that you can add to your repertoire. Hopefully map it in that top right-hand corner of high use, high impact. And quickly, before I go, what did you think of this new type of episode? Helpful? Hopeless? Do I do more of these or not so much? Or something like this, but different? I'm curious to know your thoughts, and you can email me directly at podcast@thechangesignal.com about this episode or about any of the episodes. podcast@thechangesignal.com. Thank you, and I'm glad you're here.